Estás viendo Canal América, televisión dominicana para el mundo.
A Time for True Show is sponsored by the Office of Dr. Bernard Fialkoff, a periodontal, dental implant and laser specialist in New York City, for over 40 years. Dr. Fialkoff was honored by the International College of Dentists and Pierre Fauchard, and received the Presidential Lifetime Humanitarian Honor from the White House. Call us at 718-229-3838.
Sometimes life can be so damn hard. You don't know where to go. Everything keeps falling apart. Yeah. You try to do your best, but only God knows that you've given everything you've got, but the world takes you down. You just keep moving on. Let your fears.
Welcome to A Time for True show, and this show is a special follow-up to a show that we did with Francisco and Luis and myself a week ago in Spanish, and we're going to do it today in English, regarding what's been happening in our world. Because we've had so many technological advances, we have so much materially, but it seems that we've lost our spirituality, our humanity, we lost our logic. Somehow we think that life will continue regardless of what we do and regardless of what path we take, which is really obviously not working, because you see the statistics, the consequences in our society of the crime, of the murder, of the drug use, of the problems with mental health, the homelessness, and the lack of solutions really that are working. Solutions, but do they work? We need some workable solutions. We need to go back to basics. So we'll start the show with a video that actually has a precept that's very important from this Way to Happiness. That's an international common sense program. And we're going to put this video on for you to start off the program on what's been happening in our world. Buddha, let's put the video on for our viewers on a precept that's very important with today's world.
19. Try not to do things to others that you would not like them to do to you. Among many peoples in many lands for many ages, there have been versions of what is called the Golden Rule. The above is a wording of it that relates to harmful acts. Only a saint could go through life without ever harming another. But only a criminal hurts those around him without a second thought. Completely aside from feelings of guilt or shame or conscience, all of which can be real enough and bad enough, it also happens to be true that the harm one does to others can recoil on oneself. Not all harmful acts are reversible. One can commit an act against another which cannot be waved aside or forgotten. Murder is such an act. One can work out how severe violation of almost any precept in this book could become an irreversible harmful act against another. The ruin of another's life can wreck one's own. Society reacts. the prisons and the insane asylums are stuffed with people who harmed their fellows. But there are other penalties. Whether one is caught or not, committing harmful acts against others, particularly when hidden, can cause one to suffer severe changes in his attitudes toward others and himself. All of them unhappy ones. The happiness and joy of life depart. This version of the Golden Rule is also useful as a test. When one persuades someone to apply it, the person can attain a reality on what a harmful act is. It answers for one what harm is. The philosophic question concerning wrongdoing, the argument of what is wrong, is answered at once on a personal basis. Would you not like that to happen to you? No? Then it must be a harmful action, and, from society's viewpoint, a wrong action. It can awaken social consciousness. It can then let one work out what one should do and what one should not do. In a time when some feel no restraint from doing harmful acts, the survival potential of the individual sinks to a very low ebb. If you can persuade people to apply this, you will have given them a precept by which they can evaluate their own lives. And for some, opened the door to let them rejoin the human race. Happiness is closed to those who do not restrain themselves from committing harmful acts.
So there we have an introduction to what we're going to speak about tonight. And so now I want to bring on one of our special guests, Francisco Marte, founder of the very large Bodeguero small business group in New York, in the Northeast, and to speak about what's been happening in our area with violence, with crime. Welcome, Francisco.
Thank you again for having me in Time for the Truth. This is a time for the truth and the people to understand the reality that we are living today. The violence has taken over the city. We see every day robbing, shoplifting, supermarket, bodegas, small business, beauty parlors, barbershop. They be getting robbed. People working, coming from work, they be getting robbed. We don't see the action that we need to see from our elected official. Not only the police, because I know that now they be calling the police, they be sometimes blame the police because they call the police take too long to come. But the reality is that we are short in members of the force. The way that the elected officials are treating our law enforcement is not right. So we are living now a regime of no consequence. Since they come, they arrest someone, and later on they're gonna be out. So a lot of store owners, when they don't even call the police anymore, they just try to fix the thing the way that they can, and mostly they don't call, and that's why they be saying that the crime is down. No, it's not. Just go and check and talk to the people on the street, the people, the store owner, and they will tell you that no, we don't call because we don't have, there is no consequence. So what is the point for us to call the police, to wait, to hold the person here and wait half an hour or 45 minutes for the police to come? Maybe they're gonna arrest them. If they arrest them, they're gonna be out. Even the police, they complain, said, you know, we do the jobs, but the DA, they don't do their jobs because they don't press no charge. And we need to stop that. We need to work together. We need to work with the mayors. The mayor have tried to do the best that he can, but he doesn't have support from Albany. The main problem is Albany, bail reforms and support for the to the NYPD or the council members. The council member, they hasn't support the mayors. When the mayor try to do something, he hasn't get the support that he need. So now I want to talk about the new bills that is about to be introduced. That is, I believe, 586. It's a bill where all of the police, they have to make a report for any encounter that they have, even with the tourists, that they giving a direction, an address, they have to report that. Come on, that's wasting time. That's put them to waste time while some crime is happening. We don't need that. Why they don't work with something to take the criminal out? I hear some politician or some DA that they say, yeah, but you know, it's so many people in jail. We need to descongestion the jail. Okay, they did that, but what happened is that now they got it over congesting the city with the criminals, and the criminals need to be punished. If they don't get no punish, they will continue to make committing crime, hurting the people that are working, hurting the store, the business owner, hurting the class working they just go to work with fears that they're gonna be attacked. Even you can see that people, when I see people like over 70 years, 60 something years old, and they be attacked and they be robbed, you know, for people that they don't have no heart. How you gonna attack an old people? So that's the life that we are now living in New York. Even some politicians, they say, no, we have the crime has dropped and it's not that bad. No, it's not that true, because the wards where they move around, they got protection and they live on their private place. They got security. They live in the very nice building with all the type the security. Jamal Williams, he's one of the sponsors. He's the public advocate. Adrienne Adams, she is the speaker. They are the ones who are promoting them. They are promoting the bills. Come on. I really want to tell the Mayor Adams, we support you. We, the business community, the community itself, the New Yorker, we support you on that if that bill passed, you can veto that bill. And I want to ask to call to all of those elected officials, thinking twice before you do that, thinking about your commitment with the people who elect you, who vote for you. They need public safety, and you need to guarantee their public safety, and you are not doing that. So, Mayor Adam, we are with you. We support you, and we want to work together with all of the elected officers. We need the people from Albany to come and work together. We need to bring the public safety back. And now, you see, I be getting every day a lot of calls from bodegueros, supermarket owners, barbershop, people that doesn't have no business, but they got fares that they want to apply to have a gun. So now that we have the right to have a license, to get a license for concealed carrying guns, we get a program with an agency, the security agency, and we will work with anyone who want to apply to have a license to carry guns. That for less than $700, We will get you all of the, we're gonna give you the 18 hours that you need for that the state asks requires. We're gonna give you training how to use the guns, and we're gonna help you to fill it out the application. But besides that, we will give you training. We will educate everyone, because it's a big responsibility for you to have a gun, because it can be, it can be twisted. It can turn to be a very bad problem for yourself. So we need to educate the people who want to apply for that. But what we really want is that we don't need to apply for gun. That's what I wish that I could say. Listen, nobody apply to have a gun. We don't need a gun, because we have a very good police force that they are doing their jobs. We need our best elected officers that they're working towards securing the public safety, to guarantee the people in New York that they can live free without having any fears that there's nothing going to happen to them. That's what we need, to have public safety back. But sorry that right now we don't have the brightest elected officer right now. We don't have it. Then we want to work with you. We want to work with them until we get people that they really want to work with the community, to understand that they have to make sure that all of New York have a public safety, that they can take a walk, they can go to the park, they can go to work, that the store owner can be working without having the fears that they're going to be robbed, or that they have to be after a customer come, because the people they come, they do shoplifting like nothing going to happen. So we don't want that to happen. We want to stop that. We are using now the intelligence, artificial intelligence, to prevent that. We are using camera with face recognition, AL with when they see that you do some movements, they send you 10-second videos warning you for you to check that person that what he's doing, the movement that he did.
Absolutely. And then the other thing that I know we were talking about before the show, and you were bringing up about the education, because you're talking about all these things, and you're so right. And the thing that we need to look at is prevention, which is Frank has been going at here, is that, like he said, Frank's not vigilante. He's not saying we should just go out with guns and to solve the situation. We've got to take a look at, okay, what's causing the situation? What are we not doing? And then before the show, and why you wanted to have Luis back again today, we were talking about what we could do for the community to prevent, to educate, and to make some community spirit back in the community, so that, sometimes when people are feeling better, then those violent actions don't occur. And I know that Luis, you mentioned that Luis had some ideas with sports, with education. So Luis, what do you think about that?
Thank you for having me here, Dr. Ben, again. Very happy. And I take from Frank, the arduous work that he's making in our community,
Right.
With a lot of respect, because he's not only trying to fix a social issue, but he's putting his life at risk, just going after those people who cannot be controlling our communities. And look, our cities, sometimes they look away from the real problems in our communities. I think there is a comprehensive and holistic issue that have to be addressed in terms of security, education, youth in our communities. Mm-hmm. Because we don't have enough in our communities to get the young people and those people who doesn't have any work to get involved in the same attitude that we need to make a city be progressive. And that's what Frank is saying. Frank is not saying, let's get guns and shoot each other.
That's right.
He's calling, he's like Montesino, calling to the winds, to the government, saying, please come here and produce a solution that we can stop it. If it's food, deal with that. If it's education, deal with that. If it's entertainment, deal with that. If it's sport, deal with that. But cities, most of the time, are looking away. Perhaps they don't have the capacity to attend these urban, suburban, and inner city problems that we need to address. And we are here for that. I mean, we want to be part of it. But I was telling you before, I was sitting in a webinar the other day, and for a local institution that's been in business like for 20 years, they put all the effort, they put their own money just in will of the progress of females. And in order for them to apply for funding, just to keep going or to grow, they almost make them write a Bible to request the money. And I think that the city needs to come down. There is more corruption going on in city offices than what's going on in this institution. Because this institution, what they do, they go at the problem and they face the problem. Frank can do more because he don't have the resources to do it. He cannot put cameras in every bodega. He cannot be policing every bodega. But he's asking the local city government, the state government, do something about it. Come down. Send those people sitting on those chairs in downtown just taking air condition. They're getting $100,000 salaries. And they're just in a computer looking AI and promoting the program that they come one day and talk to you in a meeting, and they say, well, you can do this, you can do that, and you never will see them again until next year, maybe the next election. So we got to address this. And if the government doesn't address it, we're going to do it. And we're doing it. As I was telling you, I went across a group of young men taking care of young kids. And it was a very coincidence because we were talking last Monday about this. And then I went this week through that. I will be happy to bring them here because they are an expert of what they do. And having speak to you to what the program is. And I bet you that if you ask them, do you have enough resources? They're going to tell you, no, sir, I don't have any. So we need our elected official to come down from the high horse and do what they were elected to do. Because our community going down the drain. We have too much crime. We have too much hookah in the street.
That's right.
We have too much delinquency. You have young kids on the street at the wrong time. Maybe they can be at the right time in an educational center at night, but we don't have enough of those places. There is never enough budget, but we're getting more tickets every day. We get more cameras to give you tickets because we go at 20 miles per hour, but then the light changes so fast that the 20 miles per hour catch you under the light. What they do with these finances? I mean, what is the money to enhance our community? We still pay taxes. Latinos and Black communities are the most progressive, low-income, small business communities that we have in New York City and any other city in the United States. And in return, what do we got? Well, look the other way and leave Fran alone, leave Dr. Ben alone dealing with drugs, Luis dealing with sport in the street. We constantly, with my good friend, brother, Manolo Prince, are trying to do better through sport programs, an event that will call out the kids on every street, right, that they can be entertained, doing something that is fulfilling to their life and to their health and to their education. But there is not enough resources out there. And there is too much exploitation from the system that we support ourselves. So I don't know what we can do with this, but I mean, it's just saying the truth. Well, this is happening.
Yes,
But you know what happened? Yes, we have, if we have the right elected officer, they will allocate some funding because they are funding there. We just got to work on that and allocate those funding for help the real issue that we having with crimes and with those kids that they don't have nowhere to go. And what they do, they start to delinquent because they don't have something that motivate. Sport motivate the kids. When in some cases it's playing some sport. You see that they go to the school, they do better in the school. So that's the way that we can help our community, our kids, and educate how we want to have a community that they respect the law, that they respect the authority. So we need to educate them. That's what we need.
And now that you mentioned that, I want to recognize that the police department has been doing strive to improve the relationship that we used to have 30, 40 years ago. The police wasn't acquainted with the community.
Right.
And, they had a program, One Night Out with NYPD. I don't think that program works if it's done, even though I heard that they put $300,000, which is pennies, to the billions of dollars that this city of New York generates in income from all their residents. But NYPD could multiply that. And I know policemen are no educator. I know that. But what a beautiful thing we do if we spend more money in the police to work with kids and educate young people than you go after them with guns. So put more money in. Multiply these programs that doesn't happen every week or every 3 weeks or every 5 months. Do it happen 2 times a week. And who cares? We prefer to have policemen in a park with kids until 10 at night. They have policemen in the corner holding their gun because they think that they're going to be shot at or they're going to have to be running.
That's
I mean,
right.
let's get the real truth of it, unless somebody wanted to have this conundrum with us, with our communities.
That's right.
I mean, I don't understand that. I mean, every time that I see a police on the street, I just say, "Hello, sir. I want to talk to them. You want a cup of coffee? You want a sandwich?" That's the kind of policeman that we need in the city. Not the policeman that is watching to shoot somebody because they're going to be shot at.
That's right. We need to interact more. We need to have, like you said, the sport programs, like Frank said, to really have the leaders out there. Let's spend some money. In New York, there used to be programs. They used to have sports after school. And the kids could do in sports, the kids could do in dance, in, art, in shows, and the family could attend. Let's spend money on the families, the kids. Like you said, we have technology, and we have those lights and those cameras. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Okay, we're trying to raise money. The world needs money to run. You don't have to beat anybody, that's true. But let's spend some money on our community. When we look at drugs and violence, and we see that 90% of the violence is coming from drugs, let's do something before the education, even on drugs. Let's bring the families back together.
Right.
And let's do more sport, and we're going to have less people using drug.
Of course.
When you practice sport also, you cut the drug. And that's what we got. We need to have a free world, drug world, right?
Drug-free world.
Yes,
Drug-free world.
Free world.
Free drug world.
Yeah.
We just want it free.
Yes. We just want to stop the people to start to use it, to initiate smoking.
And we have it here. What? We brought it here because, a lot of people were asking the different languages. Here you see it in Chinese. We have it in Spanish. We have it in English. We've run out of time on the show. But for those of you watching and for the leaders watching, it's Hanukkah, Christmas time, New Year's is coming. Let's work together. Let's stop beating on each other. We got the greatest city in the world. Mayor Adams is a great guy trying to lead us forward. My good friend Anthony Miranda, Sheriff, Commissioner Caban, who I know from National Latino Officer such a long time. Let's move forward. Let's bring sports and education and show our kids the right way. Let's get the police to keep going out to the community. I think it's a great idea.
Yes.
You know what, Frank? Thanks for being on the show. Work for the community, like Frank said. And Luis, we look forward to what's Manolito, right?
Manolito, yeah, we got to bring him here. So
we're going to bring him here
to the program.
And we're going to make a solution. For those of you watching, Happy Hanukkah, a Merry Christmas soon.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Sometimes life can be so damn hard. You don't know where to go. Everything keeps falling apart. Yeah. You try to do your best, but only God knows that you've given everything you've got, but the world takes you down. You just keep moving on at your feet.